live today from JNS Studios in Jerusalem today through Thursday, 4 shows. The messages keep coming in. Lisa Orban, valued member of our staff, saying some very, very nice things. Mike Sullivan and Jackie Hunter. You know, I love this song, Lou. I love the Talking Heads. And my guy, Steve Seamack, who used to produce my show down in South Florida for many, many years at both 560 and 640. Steve Seamack's family lives in Israel as well, so thank you, Steve, for the kind comments. Marc Provisor took a walk with me this morning when I went to the Western Wall. There was a bunch of us. It was Yehuda Honickman, who's one of the people really most responsible for this trip. His buddy Aaron, Rabbi Bloomstein was there from Woodmere, and Mark. And Josh was there too. And Mark is a really smart guy, and he's got some type of fakakta title. I don't know. He works for One Israel Fund, and basically, if you mess with a Jew, he's going to kill you. That's who he is. He looks like Indiana Jones. He's handsome. He's got the white beard. He wears the hat. He wears a lot of brown and greens. But he knows the history of Israel and is one brave son of a bitch. So with that said, here he is, my new friend Mark. Why are you laughing? That's you. Is that not you?
I guess it's definitely one side of me.
No, I know you're a nice guy. You got children. You even talked. I even said at one point to you, I said, with this war in the North becoming altogether possible, you're 61, but you look great. You look amazing.
Thank you.
I go, would you go back? And he said, no, but I've got kids. So that's where I saw the father, Mark the father, and that was sweet.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Look, it's a grim reality when you have kids that serve.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And they're both, one's 26 and one's 31, so they would go right into action right away.
Just
if, in fact, it starts in the North, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. So tell me about One Israel Fund. They put this trip together. You guys have been, you and Scott have been very generous. And I spoke to Scott a couple of days ago. He was so excited about getting me here. This is by pilgrimages, my first time. Tell me exactly what you guys do.
So One Israel Fund is an organization, I believe it started in 93, actually. A lot of major Jewish organizations put a limit on what they call the green line. They tend to forget that there are Jews living throughout Judea and Samaria and don't assist. They
don't help. And the green line, you pointed out to me this morning, I'll give you what it reminds me of. I used to go to Lake Tahoe every year for the celebrity golf tournament. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
I covered it 3 straight summers. Gorgeous. There's a line in the street. In the street, Mark, one side says Nevada, one side says California. You walk over that line, a line in the street, you're in a different state. The green line is not exactly like that, but close, right?
That's exactly it. A lot of people don't realize just how close, in a sense, it is. But these...
But that separates not Nevada and California, but Jews and Arabs.
No, it separates Judea and Samaria.
Okay.
What a lot of people like to call the West Bank.
Right.
Which I think is not correct. But
why do you say that?
Because the West Bank of the Jordan is from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. That's why I say it.
Okay.
And
so they're just geographically incorrect.
Well, I think they're not. People just like to say, "Oh, that's the West Bank," And when I think when the Arabs speak about the West Bank, they're actually talking about Israel.
Right.
All of Israel.
Right.
But,
so you guys came into existence basically to represent.
Well, not to represent, but to provide assistance. There's always been a lot of philanthropic actions and efforts to assist Israel, and the major Jewish federations and organizations really put that on their line. They're not going to help these people over there. And One Israel Fund came about to provide exactly that.
Well, give me something practical you guys assist with. What exactly?
Practical, security. Security is obviously one of the things that's what I deal with, but there was also, whether it be community projects, schools, synagogues, courses, anything and everything to build up a quality of life.
Yeah.
That's what they do. And like I said, my niche is simply security because that's the world I live from.
Right, because you're not like Scott right now in the 5 towns.
Scott and I, we're a little different.
Yeah, a little different. Both wonderful men, but a little different. So are you one of these folks, again, I had it all wrong, man. You're up in New York, and I'm under this impression that, Jews and Arabs get along. In fact, I thought you guys stopped using the word Arabs. I thought that became kind of like nasty. And I've gotten it all wrong, at least these 2 days.
you guys, almost everyone I speak to a man, anecdotal, but to a man, is like, enough of these people. This is our land. It's not theirs. It's not theirs. And we've been kind enough to allow them to live here, and we don't mess with them. We don't bother them, and they keep attacking us. Enough is enough. This is your land, right?
I personally feel it's our land, and I mean, let's.
But you showed me proof this morning, even when you showed me the tunnels underneath the Western Wall.
Yeah. Look, anyone who denies our historical connection is. I don't know how much of my language I have to tone down here.
No, you can go crazy.
Oh, okay.
I think you can tell already.
All right.
But people love me.
Okay, there you go.
Including you.
So a lot of people, again, the minute that they say that we have no claim to this land, they're basically full of shit.
Right, yeah.
Okay? I mean, I'm not talking religious. I'm not even going to take it biblical or anything, even though obviously there is that in a big way. I'm just talking historical facts. That's it.
That's it.
You saw today.
I saw it.
Anyone who studies history, anyone with a quarter of a brain who studies history, who goes along the timeline, sees our existence here. So when they say the Jews weren't here or you don't have, that's crap.
It's crap. They're always
It's
here.
full of crap.
And some of these Arab villages that you pointed out to me today, close to the Western Wall, they believe it was there for 1,000 years, maybe less than 100. They're just wrong. Now, that comes down, I guess, their parents, their grandparents, so they've been misled, misguided, but they actually believe that nonsense.
Look, the story is there was a lot more than just that. It's not that simple. First of all, a lot of the towns throughout Judea and Samaria have a Jewish history to them, and the Arabs like to say no. The Arabs who like to say no. That being said, there are a lot of Arabs that understand that no, and we're not. I'm not going to stereotype all of them. I've worked with Arabs many years, in a very good way. I've helped them out where I can. I really, my concept of security is keeping quiet, and I like humans. I just don't like humans killing each other. That's my issue.
But I've gotten the feeling that even though you like humans and you've worked with Arabs and you try to find a way here to be nice, which is very nice of you, that at least with the guys I speak to, you just don't trust them. There could be a guy you could work with for 20 years. You could wake up one morning and decide, I want to kill you.
That's right. That's what can happen. And that, unfortunately, a lot of people who believed differently on October 7th got a vicious wake-up call. And it wasn't just October 7th. I mean, we can take it back to the Intifada of 2000 when people thought, hey, everything would be fine. And the next thing they know, that these were people who were identifying with the left wing of the spectrum, saying...
Well, interesting, I found it fascinating this morning, and you're a great person to walk with, was forget about 2000, forget about October 7th. You took it all the way back to the structure of the temple. You said, that was our first clue, and it's still going on. Absolutely. Why is that?
Absolutely. Look, what we saw remnants of the first temple. We saw remnants of the second temple, which was that we were here, which was actually the last time that there was a sovereign Jewish entity in this land until 1948. And in 1948, and what did I say? Let's bring it back to history. Everyone was up there saying, okay, after the war, the Jews were coming back to Israel, actually had no choice, really. And what did the Arabs do? What did 5 Arab armies do? They attacked Israel. They attacked with the intent of destroying everybody here. Now, this was after the world decided on the first, let's call it the first two-state solution, where they said, they took this area region. Again, if we study just history, the whole region was called Palestine, not based on anything, but Hadrian, goes back all the way. So Jordan gets separate, then you have Jordan and Palestine, and then the UN comes up with their solution, their first two-state solution. Jews are getting this, Arabs are getting this, and whatever, that's the first step.
Yeah.
Israel declares independence. They declare themselves a state. All the Arab nations attack to destroy Israel. And the crime that the Jewish people commit then is that we win.
We won.
And we didn't lose and we didn't die. And the Arabs have not forgiven us since then.
That's right. There's no question. So with about 3 minutes to go, we won, like you said. But there's still that two-state solution that is bandied about all the time. The president of my country, who I think is a moron, I know he's old and he's feeble and he's losing his mind, but he's also stupid and evil. He really is, and doesn't care about you people. I don't know how you feel, but he doesn't care because he'll, gladly give Iran $6 billion and then cry on TV about Israel. You can't do both. He is still talking about a two-state solution. And last I checked, you guys have tried that for decades and decades and decades, and they keep effing it up. What am I missing here?
You're missing that they, when the whole Oslo talks started and they were going to say, oh, Judea and Samaria or the West Bank, that was going to become a Palestinian state. There were certain conditions to start. First, stop educating your kids to kill Jews.
Yeah, at like 7 years old.
No, we can go, it's even younger, 7. Okay, that was the first thing. That's never stopped. The Arabs have not accepted Israel. They haven't accepted Israel. And
they never will. It's been too long.
So this is what, in a sense where it gets me. Look, I was in the army here. I fought, my first war was Lebanon. I fought in the Intifada. And obviously I was involved with this ongoing thing. There's not enough of them that want to live in peace. And I take war very, very, very personally.
Yeah.
I've experienced it. I've experienced more terrorism than most people. Don't like people dying. And it seems that they don't care.
They don't care.
And October 7th, what's been going on is exact proof. What, they thought that we would just lie back why they massacred and committed such atrocities?
No, they knew you wouldn't. That's why they took all these hostages.
But without any care of their own people.
Oh, they don't care, those people.
They don't care. And the world, all the enlightened and the progressive, they're even coming out against Israel.
So did us.
They have lost their minds.
They have.
Basically.
And for these innocent Palestinians I keep hearing about, I saw the videos. You live here, Mark, of Palestinians in the streets dancing, children handing out candy.
Yep.
They didn't seem all that disturbed to me about this whole thing. And yes, all over the world. I mean, are you disgusted as a man living here who has fought? And you're a pretty steely guy. You're a tough guy. Are you disgusted by what you've seen from the world?
Absolutely. I can't believe that we're living in such a world where not only are people ignoring these atrocities, but are celebrating them. And I'm not talking about the primitive little whatever living in some far-off village. I'm talking about the intellectuals. I'm talking about the students of Ivy League colleges.
Yeah.
My God. What these are our future leaders?
Well, these are the same morons, too, that walked around New York City. There's a guy named George Floyd who was murdered.
Yeah.
Sad, was murdered. And by a cop who, by the way, is in prison. It's not like that cop is living in Hallandale, Florida. He's where he belongs, in prison. But that didn't stop these animals from causing a real insurrection. There was no insurrection. One person died that day. A black cop killed a white lady who wasn't armed that day. That's a fact. No cops died. The insurrection was what happened in any given city all summer long in 2020. In Atlanta, in Seattle, in New York, in Portland, in Chicago, they burned down police stations. They beat up cops in the streets. That was over a guy, George Floyd, who was arrested 9 times and put a gun in a pregnant woman's stomach. Excuse me, he doesn't deserve the reverence and the love. Same thing with the Arabs. You've got 3 million Arabs here. How do you fix this? That's the question.
No, that's an answer I can't, that's a question I can't answer. But there's some food for thought that people should look at a little bit. If we look at that, we'll take it back to Occupy Wall Street.
Yes.
To the BLM movement, to this movement. If you study it, you will see a pattern. You'll see a continuing pattern. And it's unfortunate, and it keeps on growing. And this is, in a sense, the real problem behind all this. And people are ignoring it. It is a pattern. This is going to, I'm always curious, just to play with words. What's the next cause?
Yeah, I know. And they're just waiting for it.
Exactly.
George Soros, these college kids, they're just waiting. What's next? And it doesn't matter. These pro-Palestinians, they're out there advocating murder, and they don't care. Hey, you're great. Anything else on the way out about One Israel Fund you just want to let the listeners know about?
No, I think that the people that care, I think I call One Israel Fund a total humanitarian organization because, and first of all, besides, like I mentioned, the community projects, but in the realm of security, just trying to keep people alive, keep them safe, giving them basic human rights. And it's interesting. And I combine that with my art, which I'm going to show you one time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your art. I'm actually going to buy one of your pieces. And I hope that you will keep coming back and I spend the rest of the week with you because I find you to be absolutely fascinating. A wonderful guy, sweet guy, but very smart guy and fascinating. So thank you very much.
Right. Thank you.
My man.
What a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. That's Marc. And Scott, of course, runs the organization, but Marc keeps us all safe. That is a
That's a good dude right there. One Israel fund. We'll take a short break. When we get back, my buddy Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon talking Donald Trump right after this on Sid and Friends in the morning.